And I am live from the Empire State Building. I have to admit that I don't know where that is, what it's for, or what it looks like. I'm just saying things. I don't. Okay. I miss like 2 weeks of streams. I'm here to like explain it, because it's probably good to do that. I don't know. I will just go along with it, because I don't know what I'm doing today. I set up this stream for last week, and I ended up like postponing it due to a table related shenanigan. But here I am now. Well, not lots, some amount of like life updates. As you've like heard, I think, I don't know if you can piece it together. I got a new table and chair because I've like my old one is withering away, and it's quite like, you know, not a great environment to work with, and it's been eroding my like productivity. So I got a new table and chair from IKEA, and what that means is that I took it home and then assembled it. Well, it's complicated, but like it's my first time like ever since moving out that I've like assembled the furniture or like dealt with that, you know, by myself. And here's the thing, right? I got a chair and I assembled the chair pretty seamlessly. I dropped like the thing you use to screw IKEA furniture like a million times, but that's fine. That's not like a big deal. I just dropped a metal object a couple of thousand times. But I got the chair working just fine. And then when I went to like assemble the table, it's a little weird cuz the table when we went to pick it up came in two pieces. It was like the top of the table and then the rest of it was in two boxes, right? And when I was assembling the table, I discovered that it doesn't fit. And then I panicked because I thought, oh, we picked up the wrong thing somehow. And then, nope, it was just that it's adjustable and I was being stupid. And that was the table-related shenanigan that disrupted last week's stream, because I was assembling it the day of, and if I didn't get it like up and running by time, I'm just gonna not stream. And that ended up happening, because aside from table assembling, I also had to like get it working on like several ways. I had to like, you know, put my PC on it, which is a lot of putting wires everywhere. That's a lot for me. While we love furniture, true. IKEA furniture, despite of how much of a hassle it is, genuinely the most fun thing you can do. Like, you know, I like Legos and stuff, but I'm prone to like mishandling small bits and pieces. When it's bigger, it's easier in a way to do everything right. And when you're done, you're left with a completely working like piece of furniture. That's like euphoria. Better than Legos. Some Legos might be more expensive. I'm not willing to say that furnitures are more expensive than Legos. I've seen like the Star Wars set that like people go crazy over that is like incredibly pricey. I don't remember how. Okay, so let me address what I'm doing, right? I'm just drawing things that I don't know what I'm doing. I'm debating whether or not I'm just doing a random sketch and just going with whatever, or finish this. I started this a few like days ago, and I've been lazy and I've been neglecting it. We'll see how I feel. The problem with finishing this is that I'm not good at backgrounds. I just don't know how. And it was rough. Wood is rough already, cause okay, this all of this is one layer. It is another thing. And then I'll just look things up. I'll just look things up if I need to. But this is my OC, Raiden. She's new, fresh off the womb, and I'm like rushing to try to get like at least one piece of her out there. Okay, what's the name for like the inside marking of a tree? because I need to Google that. No, I don't got it. Inside tree, but like tree cross section. That's definitely not it. But the Google probably will get it. Freshly born, yeah, birthed her just now, just then. I'll be going through my own furniture adventure soon. I'm gonna be converting the garage into a bedroom. Wait, that's sick. Okay, I come from a culture that doesn't really have garages unless you live in a really big house. Because people don't over here really need a garage. But that is so sick. Holy shit. Okay. Good luck on that. I just also remembered that I still have like some... Okay, this is complicated. I'm looking at the inside of a tree trunk marking. And it's like, I'll figure it out. I can do it for my daughter. You be smaller, please. Okay. I'm not gonna like lazily like overlay it and then, cause you know, they'll judge me. I don't know who they is, but I don't know. I just have a certain fear that someone's gonna judge me if I use texture from this. Also, I don't, okay. I don't need to change it to be more yellow. It could just be a different type of wood. Okay. I bought a new table and chair. I still need like a nightstand of sort. There's like an empty space like between the door and my bed that like I'd like to fill. Mostly cause like I live in a, you know, apartment room, so I need like all the space I can get to like store things, and I don't have that currently. Also, okay, this tree thing, I realize now I should probably put down like general shading before I put down the markings, so make me look less stupid. Yeah, actually build a shed? What? To accommodate all our stuff from the garage. An 8-foot by 12-foot building, which was a lot of fun. Holy hell! That sounds incredible. Also, I don't know freedom units, but I imagine that's a shed of any size is crazy impressive. I struggled building an IKEA chair. What was I on? Oh yeah, there was like a empty space that I'd like to fill because like I'm running out of spaces to store things. Especially because I've been addicted to gachapons recently. I've been like trying to get like all the little knickknacks I can from everywhere, and it's been filling up my room like crazy. So I need like something to store it in. Also, just like a new thing that I got after the table. I got a new iPad. I've never owned an iPad before. I've owned a tablet. The only difference being that it's a Android device versus, you know, an iOS one. I'm gonna be real. Now that I currently own an iPad, I can confidently say I prefer Android devices. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'm not used to it yet. But like, for an iPad specifically, right? I bought it because I wanted Procreate. And for that, working great. Procreate is lovely. It's just that I think I'm having a little bit of trouble with Apple having like just... Apple has a weirdly like complicated navigational system. I just kind of don't know how to move around quite right. Especially because like I love using the split screen feature a lot. 2.4 by 3.6 meters, if that helps. Oh, wait, that does help. You know what? Hell yeah. I mean, that's how I'd imagine it. Yeah. That's pretty good. Hell yeah. Holy hell. No, I bought it, like... I went to the physical, like, iPhone store because I didn't want to buy from, like, a website. I don't know why. I'm just so scared of it. Like, a cellular device is so, like, crucial to my routine and to my life that I'm like, I can't risk it going wrong at any point at all. So I went to the physical store, and then I got, an iPad. You know what? I planned originally, right? I was gonna get the oldest model I could possibly get my hands on, because it was gonna be cheaper, and personally it makes no difference to me. Because I only wanted Procreate, and then the other thing I was gonna use it for was Charade BL, which you can pretty much do on anything. And I'm pretty sure, like, iPads have had split screen for a long time. So it didn't matter much, but like they only had like 4 iPads on display and they were like, yep, this is the cheapest one. I got the cheapest one, and then like I was prepared, right, that I have to buy the Apple Pencil separately. I don't think I really was though, cause like they had like multiple Apple Pencils, like they were like choose one. I picked the cheapest one. I didn't really know the difference, but like it's tricky cause you know, with if I were to go out and buy like an Android device from Samsung, which was what my previous tablet was from, I just never thought of the possibility of going like, oh yeah, and you have to buy the pen separately? What do you mean? It's an iPad. I don't know. Kind of funny. I'm also doing kind of a bad job at this, I'm noticing. My painting technique in general is to, if you keep going for long enough, you'll get it right. Because the thing is, you can never really practice for every texture and everything that's gonna be out there that you want to draw. You just kind of have to wing it and look at references, like, at best. I'm not that, like, crazy. I'll add, like, more, like, markings later. But it's not that crazy bad. That's good enough for me. I don't know where I'm going next. I'm just, like, making it look less flat, which I guess just means adding more lines. I will say though, this is like, I haven't painted generally in a long time, cause what I've been doing, right, I've gotten sick of doing paints, and then I've just started doing like manga style stuff where I just do tones instead. Either that or just don't do at all. I have not been drawing much. And then like, I don't know. I think I'm getting caught up too, because I'm doing, like, I'm trying to draw men more. I've been doing anatomy practice for, like, male bodies. It's going great, I think. Okay, it looks horrible. Zoomed out. I don't... I'm definitely doing something wrong. I think, you know what it is? I think whenever I get caught up in doing a circle pattern, I turn it into Uzumaki by Junji Ito, in essence. That's an insult to Junji Ito, I apologize. But, like, you know what I mean, right? I get caught up in making the spirals kind of, like, wobbly and like, warp. Cause I'm not good at circles. Making them wobbly is, like, a life hack to making like spiral and circle pattern look good. Superficially, it's just to make them curved. I don't think it works for a tree though. I don't know if I can fix it either, so we're just stuck with this for a bit as I figure it out. No, no, it doesn't, like... Okay. Take a look at more trees. These ones are warped. Okay. I think I got it. I think I need to, like, have more strong, like, lines. And then you put, like the highlight near them. And make, like, a ripple, almost. Okay. I think I kinda get it. Understandable, the fear-inducing interior of a tree. Yeah. Okay, that aside, it's kind of related. Have you guys ever wanted to bite into, like, a tree? Like this? Like, it's because the inside looks like that and it's layered. I don't know why my brain wants to bite into it, and knowing that I can't, by the way, but it's like, I don't know. When it has layers, I'll think it tastes good. I feel like my brain does that. Like, if I see, like, a half log like this, like, out in the wild, I'll just be like, what if I take, like, a big bite right here? You know? Like, how you would take a big bite of, like a roll, like, cake? It doesn't really help that there are, like, those roll cakes that straight up calls himself a log. That doesn't factor into my, like, you know, desire to consume a log at all, but it doesn't really help it that much. Now that's kind of uneven. Now that, okay, because that's off-centered, right? This one is closer than this side. I'll work with it. I have that with glaze, side, I don't know what kind of tiles that is. They just look like brick red and I want to bite them. Well, I guess I'll find out what kind of tile that is. Tillo tile. Oh, these! Like the one you have in, like, religious buildings. Ooh, I get it. I don't think I get it from the same angle as you. I think they look more like sugar. Like brown sugar. When you melt, like, brown sugar and you pour it over something and, like, they can crack. I think of it like that. Cause I didn't grow up with this the bread that looks like these. I hate that sometimes inanimate objects just does that though, where they look incredibly delicious. And even like innately, you just know you can't eat them. Not even like a conscious human thing, it's just like, oh, I can't eat that, but I want to. Okay, having an organized pattern, it still looks really creepy and out of place. Look, it's better than what I was doing before. You know. Okay. Next is to... Like, I have to put, like, lighter things. Which... this side? I don't know. I also have really hard time with colors. I know everyone's like, learn color theory, dude, I've been learning. I forget it every time. Not even forgetting, sometimes I remember it, but I just don't really know how to use it properly. Because I think I have a hard time picking the right shade of a color a lot. For it to look right, you know? Oh, also another development in my life. I've been like listening to a lot of like Reddit stories. You know those like Reddit story like reading videos? I watch ones from Smosh a lot of recent times because they're funny. They're like professional funny people. And also like, you know, pretty old for people on the internet, like, you know, 30s. So they have like pretty sound advice for Reddit. Like, I feel bad because I have this thing where sometimes, like, I don't like when there's dead silence in the room, right? So I'll try to interject, and depending on what period of my life you catch me in, it'll be different things. For right now, it's Reddit stories. Sometimes I'll be like in call, and when we run out of topics to talk about, I'll be like, "You guys want to hear a Reddit story?" And like, I don't know, cause okay. Let me know if you genuinely want this someday. I wanted to do a stream where I compile all my favorites and I read them to you. Cause oh my god, it's really fun. The only color theory that made sense to me is warm and cool colors. You're so right. You're so right. And like, I think it's also a thing where knowing that you don't think of it like consciously a lot. I think that's the thing with color theory, is that it's something you learn and then it either becomes a part of your subconscious or you just don't think of it. And either way, you could end up like messing up or not at all. This kind of looks like a rose now. Does it look like a petal is blooming from the logs? Oh no. I'll fix it, I'll fix it, I'll fix it. I'll make it look flat again, I promise. No, cause like, listening to Reddit stories, right? Like, I think a lot of the times, it's like a thing you have to consider of like whether or not it's real for a Reddit story. And like, oh my god, life is so much better when you pretend everything's real. Cause like, a lot of it, you can't just like, everything can happen. And like, the more like you lean into it, you're like, you know what? Real stuff is actually sometimes more crazy than that. I can believe it. Yeah, like I can just believe that like, you know, like, I don't know, like your girlfriend had an affair with your father. It's easier when you realize what's going on outside in the world is actually kind of worse. Incredibly dire time for everyone, like, on Earth right now. But, like, kind of make Reddit stories more fun, just knowing that anything can be real. I'm figuring out, chat. I'm making it work. See, like, the thing is, like, I am doing a drawing stream today because I didn't, like, have anything, like, to do, kind of. I'm running out of games to play that, like, I feel like is interesting for stream. And I was like, oh, well, I haven't drawn on stream in a while. I don't know about next week, cause, like, I have games I want to play and maybe can. I just don't know if I can. I really want to play Ace Attorney because I've been obsessed with it for a while now, and like I would love for you guys to have like come into it with me. Problem is, right, Ace Attorney very like heavy on dialogue, and I'll have to read it, which isn't initially a problem. It's a problem when I have to read it out loud. Otherwise, it isn't fun for you guys. That looks horrible. Hey, sometimes maybe the more I do, the worse it gets. Let's just add some pure white rings to it, eh? Maybe that'll do something. Nope, too pure white. That is incredibly disturbing of a shade. I just can't do circles. Well, this is like... Okay. Maybe I can, like, maybe... If it's, yeah, if it's smaller... I can, like, sneak it in there. Yeah, I can sneak it in there. I can... I'm not having a mental breakdown. What are you talking about? Listening to horrific stories on Reddit because it's all just a bit too much lately. Exactly. And like, I don't know, I find it like, I think, okay, I think which subreddit like you enjoy or like what type of stories you listen to kind of like does tell a bit on like where you are in life or who you are. I mean that can be said about any media you enjoy, right? But it's like it's fun because I love seeing like what's my pick like throughout different times of my life because it it changes. I think right now like I think stuff about weddings related stories are so entertaining to me. I mean, I can't personally relate. I don't think I'll ever have a wedding based on, me being arrow ace and the odds being incredibly unlikely. And that's why it's kind of fun too, to just peer into people's lives. It's actually insane. Because you hear, like, the most, like, insane things that could happen. The most crazy things that can come out a person's mouth comes out during a wedding. And it's crazy. Wait, if I blend all of this, I'm getting messy with it. I'm that like in that stage of painting where it's like, what if I fuck all of it up and do it like over at the top? Maybe it'll like look better. And maybe it will. It kind of already does. Holy hell. Sometimes craziness works. I have to learn that. I think I need to do this outer part before I finish the inner of the log, just so it becomes cohesive. No, anyway. Also, cheater-related stories, also really, like, entertaining. Just because that is, like, something that I've never, like, related to from, like, either side in a way. It's like, dude, there was a story where, okay, the OP is the cheater, right? He, like, was just randomly decided to, like, cheat on his girlfriend. He hired an escort to, like, a hotel, did the deed, went to, like, a potbelly, and then, like, his girlfriend caught, like, the receipt for the Uber. And then he got away with it. And he was posting on Reddit, was like, what should I do? Should I actually tell her? No. He didn't even do that. He was like, no, we're actually fine. And like, I don't need to tell her because it's gonna cause her like unnecessary stress. And like, choosing not to tell her is like for her own good. And like, our relationship's gonna be great because I'm never gonna do it again. That's like, it's crazy. And like, it's funny because like I can't even really think of it as like that fake. I've been friends with like a serial cheater before, which is like most of them, I'll be real. Most cheaters are repeat offenders. But like, I think it's fascinating how like depending on the person and like the circumstances, like how they defend the cheating like is so diverse. So fascinating. I speak of them like they're zoo animals that I'm studying. But yeah, truly. I'm like kind of real. I'm like way better at doing like the outside markings of a tree. I'm like mad at myself because this looks fine. This looks like normal wood. And then I do the inside and it looks and it just looks and it just looks. Also, I made the mistake early on for this where I didn't pick like a bigger canvas, so now we're working with limited resources in a way. It'll be fine. See, like, that kind of does look like wood, doesn't it? I forgot to do this one. Whoops. It's been like quite like a while since like I've streamed. I don't know why. Every time like I take like a 2-week break, it's become so foreign to me, but so familiar at the same time because I've been doing this for a long time. I know my way around, but somehow I don't. Somehow I still don't. Also because consistency for streaming is like really important, like all around. If you miss like a couple of weeks, it's gonna be a bit to like work back up to. That's just something that I've like just had to accept. It's like, oh, it's been a while, oh well. Because what it does is that more likely that people aren't gonna show up, which is fine. Over the years, it's also a thing. Over the years, oh my god, don't say that. Don't ever say that to yourself ever again. No, because like over time, it's become a thing where like I have learned to like, you know, just stream even without outside interferences. Outside interference. Yeah, you guys are a natural phenomenon that shouldn't happen actually. But like that's kind of why it's important to have that phase of like streaming where you just have no one, cuz especially just like if your subscribers still in like the hundreds, you're going to be experiencing it at some point again. You can't get comfortable with it. Get used to just talking all the time. I feel bad though whenever I like, cuz I have this like baked into like my instincts, right? So I'll just sometimes do it around like other people. I feel bad cuz it's just me like talking all the time, and sometimes I can like not read the room so well and I'm just interrupting people. I'm trying to do that less if I can. It's just like trying to like shut up a bit. Sometimes I have to remember that like I'm not the only person in the room. Okay, adding the cracks does help a lot. Holy hell, that helps a lot. Okay, I get it now. I get it, I get it. Let me... a second. Okay. What's it? You know what? Another, like, thing. I think I've been going on Twitter, like, less recently. That's another good development in my life. Where I've just worked that out of my muscle memory, kind of. Not even intentionally. I think there's just a lot going on. You know, with the new table and the new iPad. And like I've just been trying to like be, well, I'm not trying, I'm just less online and more just like, if I'm in front of my computer doing things, I'm probably just playing video games or drawing. And you know, you can't do all those at the same time as scrolling Twitter. All it needed was the cracks. Oh, poetic. Finally deleted my Twitter? Oh, congrats! Very freeing. I'm not doing that just in case. Because Twitter is like the only place you can yell at like YouTube if you get like unfairly like strike or something like that where they'll actually listen. Or like something like that. It's also my fear, right? Because I don't know where else I participate in like fandoms and community. Not that I do a lot of that, I'm an introvert still, but like, you know, what if randomly I decided I want to talk to people that also like Ace Attorney, you know? Twitter is like the classic pick for me. I don't really know where else. I guess there's Tumblr. I've never used it, so I'm just kind of intimidated. I don't know what it's doing these days, so I just kind of like, you know what, screw it. I'll just go on Twitter. I'm holding out hope there's still like cool people on Twitter. I'm sure there is. But the sad thing is that like, particularly, I've always been subtly on the grind of trying to find like friends or VTubers or like that does streaming. It's really hard to find them anywhere strangely enough, and like it has to be so organic, because if you go out and seek like friends and in those spaces, those people aren't looking for friends. Is that what I've like discovered over the years? They're looking for network. And that, not that there's anything wrong with that. It's more that we're looking for different things, and I don't really know like what to do about that. Because if I go on like Twitter, for example, I look for a VTuber community, like, and I look at like their posts and like just what's going on in the community in general is just like engagement bait of like very like, you know, boring and shallow engagement bait. And you know, you gotta get tired of it eventually. You're probably not gonna make genuine friends there. It's okay, it's a little warped, but like it looks enough like wood that I'm willing to forgive it. I think it just needs a little bit more hardness instead of, because like it doesn't really fit with like the picture right now. I guess I'll see later when, you know, it's all done. I'll see if it like actually is not fitting well. But like I'd rather it be overdone than underdone. Okay, what was I on? Yeah, no, cause if I go on Twitter and try to find VTuber friends, just like their engagement bait post networking. If I go on like Discord, it's the same thing, but somehow kind of worse. And like, I've only found success like once, and that was like a long time ago. It's a thing where genuine friendships are hard to find on the internet, because most places you look, you'll find people that claims to be looking for friends or looking for opportunities, and it's just like, well, it's like they, you know, they're doing their own thing. It's not really any of my like business, but it's also not my interest to do any of that. I think it's also like, particularly with VTubers in general, is that like finding friendships off of this one particular shared interest can be tricky, because what do you do when you get together? You play video games, right? That's a lot of like what I've seen in the like the Discord community for VTubers. Is like, okay, I play this game, I'm looking for VTuber friends that like the same games as I do and stuff, which is all fine and dandy. Well, I've like dabbled before. A lot of the time friendship made off of that just end up fizzling out because there's no genuine connection much. It's just like, oh yeah, I guess we play the same game. I made one friend on Twitter and I technically met them on Twitch, lol. Yeah, that's how it is, isn't it? Twitter isn't the place for making friends. I know that. Twitter is like generally more for networking. But it's, you know, for fandoms I can like, I use it for that sometimes. Also just art in general posted to Twitter. Okay. I'm still confused on what I'm doing. I think whenever I zone out and start talking, I'm like not aware of what I'm moving my hands. That doesn't make any sense. No, because I think I like made like one friend from like a VTuber community, which was Yasan, and even then we didn't really, because it starts off just with like a okay, making a friend, incredibly hard phase of it is just the small talk phase, where you just were like polite and normal and like really surface level. I think it's tough for me to get into that phase, as in like I'm just not willing in a way. As like, oh, I gotta get to like through small talk. What do you mean I can't just right away start being weird? And like I'm sure doing that is fine, just like to start off being more like friendly. Other people have found success with that. I just don't think I can do that. It's the type of thing where like I want to like reach out more for like multiple reasons. Also because like for channel like stuff, I want more people to collab with too. Just more people to be around that I genuinely enjoy, but that's so difficult. Because there's not gonna be a lot of them. This looks, okay, compared these two, this one is so much more like ghoulish. I need to fix that. I don't, okay, it's also warped. It's also like slightly like off. I think I made these patterns way too defined. I need to like divide them in a way. I could not imagine just meeting people. I don't know how extroverts do it. Exactly. Kind of scared of them. And like, I think there's a disconnect too where I think generally in long-term friendships, I would prefer to meet fellow introverts. It's a thing where it's great to have like, I don't want the exact version of introvert that I am, but generally I want an introvert as well. Because like, when you're friends with an extrovert, there's a level of disconnect there where they don't really like totally relate to what you're feeling, and that could like lead to some like just the disconnect can be bigger depending on the person. But I'm just like, you know, that if like if I'm struggling one day, right, I'm like, I can't, oh my god, I can't do anything today, I can't go outside, I'm so scared, like just randomly or like because of something that happened, they're probably just gonna like, I know that's happened to me before where they were just like, well, just do it. You know, that pissed me off so badly, but that's like a minor thing. But you know, there also have been things too where I think when you're like operating on a different like level, I think a lot of times they can mistake your like introvert nature for like what's the word, unwelcoming one, like as in like, you know, I don't really approach people, or like I'm not the one to text first. I'm typically not the one to like, you know, do much socially because I'm an introvert. That's just not something I do. But sometimes that can be interpreted as like an effort to not do something where it's happened before. And like that to me is like kind of terrifying. Like to have like that disconnect be like a thing for a misunderstanding. Because like, I don't know, man, it's not that I'm not trying, it's just that it's just not something I can do, weirdly enough. Me not messaging someone for 7 weeks, sorry, I just don't have shit to say. Yeah, exactly. And like, I compensate a lot when it comes to like stuff like that, where whenever I hang out with anyone, I'm like super energetic and very like eager, but it's just that someone else has to make that first move. Someone has to approach me and go, hey, wanna hang out? And then suddenly I get the energy to do everything. But like, I can't be the one to make that first move. And even if I say it, it's not really something that can be like understood sometimes, because you just are not operating on like the same level, the same system. It's also that I can't help but feel like I'm bothering everyone. You just have this sort of push past that sometimes. Yeah, like it's also the thing with having like different time zones too, with like, sometimes I just don't know. Sometimes I just super, because sometimes I get insecure if I do make that effort of like texting someone first and they don't reply. Depending on the situation, I get very upset. But you know, sometimes it's just genuinely people online have different lives and different schedules than I do, and even that schedule fluctuates for people. I just can't risk being upset because that's not cool. To like, because I don't like people like that are like, why didn't you text me back? What happened? Why didn't you text me back? And like, I don't want to be that person. Okay, now I'm kind of troubled over like the rest of this dock because I've made it more curved than wood should be because of the perspective, and I didn't use a perspective ruler because I thought it was a pain in the ass. So this is a struggle. Okay, let me like, cause I'm thinking, right, either I straighten it out a bit more or just wing it and make it like kind of like artsy. So I treat instant messages as like they'll get back when they have the chance, but other people treat it as I'm being asked to answer now and I'm bothered. Yeah, it is like that. It is really complicated though, cause like sending a text is just a risk you take, and then I also feel really bad cause I have priorities when it comes to replying to messages too. I have ADHD, so I can forget to like reply to people, but that doesn't apply to all people. There's some people I reply to instantly, no matter what. Like if I just woke up and I saw this person texting me, I'd be like, oh my god, and then check it out, reply immediately. But for, you know, there's a priority list, and I feel bad, cause it does matter sometimes. Cause I know that's not really like an active choice I made to prioritize someone less, but it is something I actively do when like someone that like I'm just like on like a good friend texts me, but like they're not like, you know, a good friend. I'll just be like, I'll text them later. But then it's someone else that's also a good friend that I just prioritize more and I reply instantly, even if it's like the same severity. I want to work on trying to like fix that. I don't know how though. I don't think that's like a thing. It's just something I have to like live with. Okay, you see what I mean, right? It's like curved. Like unnaturally so. My god, this is... Okay. I'm gonna draw like planks on it that has to be like I'll try. Let's see if it works. You can have preferred and favorite people, true, but I do feel bad. Cause, like, you know, I don't know if this is a nightmare scenario anyone has ever imagined before, but you know, like, like the two people know each other, right? What if one day, like, they have a conversation and they were just like, oh yeah, Leon replies super quickly, and the other person goes, really? Do they dislike me? Dude, that is terrifying. Like, you know, like, oh my god. Like, it's not that I don't like them, but like, if they confront me about it, I'm just like, it's the truth that I like them less, but I don't know how to say that without being genuinely mean. It's like a preference and not like a negative thing towards anyone. It's just that I have more positive, like, you know what I mean? No, I see it now. Leave the line behind the character. I think the right side of the here is what needs to looked at. You know what? Yeah. Okay, I'll leave it alone for now. I'll do like the parts that bother me the least. Okay, let me. I have to like get a look. Okay, cause like it's warped, but I can make it work. Also, this dock building is absolutely nonsensical, but you have to ignore that too. I was not in my right mind, and I'm not an engineer. I know it's hard, like, because even the truth of No, I don't. It's not. I don't not like you. It's just I really like this other person more. Yeah, which is also kind of mean to say, but like I don't know, cause that just kind of is the truth. I just have like priorities and stuff. Cause I'll tell you, like it's kind of worse because if it's someone I like tolerate but dislike, I'll treat the same way of like, oh yeah, I'll reply later. And that's incriminating to like have the same like reaction and action like for someone you dislike and someone you like but like you know. Okay, I'll do this like part first. I feel like it's more put together. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if you can tell, but like this like piece is being mostly done in like very few layers because that's what I'm trying to do for some reason. I just was like, I don't know, I think I make painting like more difficult for me and I burned it out. I burned out of it because I've been trying too hard to like organize it in proper layers and pile on so many, and at the end I'm just like not like, you know, I'm just burnt out and tired. So I've just been doing it in like less layers, which for the most part has worked wonders, but I just don't, because I'm not used to doing this, I just don't know when or where is the appropriate time to like make a new layer. See right there, I probably should have made a different layer for like the wood patterns. I'll be fine. I'll make it work. Gotta say, by the way, you're so cracked in water. Shit looks so good. Thank you so much, because I was really insecure about it. I think I see where you're coming from. It looks good, like, as in it looks delicious. But, like, I think it looks more like Baja Blast than actual seawater. Because what I did was that I did this all in one layer, and then, like, I put on the white stuff, right, these. I put it on, and then I realized it doesn't have any dimensions, as in it doesn't look transparent, which depending on the art style could be fine. It's just that I was insecure about it. I was like, shit, it doesn't look like water. It looks like thick liquid. I think, like, as long as it looks good, like, surface level, that's good enough for me. Thank you very much, I'll take that. Okay. Also, I gotta remember when doing wood to just not think about it. Just don't think about it. Thinking about it makes it worse. Just don't think about it. See, jacket lines looks great. That legitimately looks better than what I was doing before. Okay, I get it. No, it sells water, Ariel, thank you. I've always wanted to sell water. Reminds me of like a random time where like I think a relative on my dad's side was genuinely trying to start like a bottled water business, and I didn't like hear what came of it. I just was like, huh, what a random thing to do. At what point of your life do you want to start selling water? It's so easy to tear your own things apart. You've been staring at it for hours. Sometimes you gotta leave it for days and see it fresh. You're right. That does happen a lot. And like, you know, I hang out with a circle jerk of artists. So like it just happens that like a lot of the time we just have to be like, hey, does this look fine? It doesn't look fine to me. Does this look fine? There's a tough line too where like depending on who you ask, cause some people are too nice to say criticism, like, just in fear of accidentally saying something mean. I'm kind of one of them. I think, like, if someone approaches me and be like, is there something wrong with this? Unless I genuinely think it's like, a hindrance, I'll be like, no. Like, if, like, the arm anatomy is slightly off, I won't say it. You know? I kind of have to, like, learn who to, like, ask and, like, learn what people want to hear in terms of, like, oh, is there something wrong with this? Okay, this looks kind of more convincing as wood. But kind of not good. There's something off about it. I think it's a little too faded. That can be fixed. Easily. Okay. Yeah, it's like too light about it. Also add some like small like nails for the oh, that's not it, the color. Something like this, yeah. Oh, maybe I need cracks. Maybe all we need is cracks. Listen in woodworking, just put cracks on it. Kind of looks too delicious to be wood. And yeah, I am right. This like log is standing out like crazy. Nope. Cracks. The imperfections make it complete. There's a philosophy lesson in there. There is. Someone has to write it. Like, there needs to be something out there like that. Like, not in like a legit like. I'm talking about those books you see in bookstores, like very millennial core like books where it's like, imperfections make us perfect, and you know it's like the covers like matte blue with a cat on it. No, those books. I feel like it's written in there. By the way, like sometimes like can I ask a stupid question and not want an answer? Like is like being a philosophy like a real job? Like I don't know, cause like okay, I don't know. Maybe it also depends on whether I'm asking this question in like modern or not, because maybe philosopher is more of like a legitimate job way back when, you know. But I don't know, because like people still quote like philosophers that are like alive, so like this is a real job, you know, like or is it like a side gig where you like yeah, I work as a philosopher on the side. That's crazy. Or is it like a hobby? Like you'd call yourself like a knitter and when you knit as a hobby? Is it something like that? I don't know. This looks pretty good though. I think it needs more. Oh, I didn't add highlights. That's true. I love having a V hand on. V hand is the hand you see on screen, by the way. Because I like drawing with this on because it adds a little pencil sounds when I draw. It's really satisfying. I sometimes have the hand on when I'm not streaming just to hear the pencil. I'm sure there's a better way of doing it, but I like it. Play-Doh, whatever his name is, guy didn't know shit. You know, maybe, okay. I don't even know who you're referencing. Play-Doh? Who philosopher has a similar name to Play-Doh? Play-Doh, by the way, for adults out there that have never eaten Play-Doh as a child, it's salty. Just to satiate your curiosity if you have one. I ate it when I was in first grade because I got like kind of dared by my friends. So they were like, "Oh yeah, I ate it." They keep doing that. Or like the entire group of friends will be like, "Yeah, I ate Play-Doh. Haven't you?" And eventually I ate it because, you know, peer pressure. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know the guy. Oh, makes me looks less dumb and more dumb. Cause like less dumb because I didn't get the pun because I don't know who that guy is. Obviously I wouldn't get it, but also I don't know who that guy is. He's a guy that defines man as featherless bipeds. You know what? You're right. I am with you on that. That guy sounds dumbish. That guy sounds dumb as rocks. He doesn't know anything. What are you saying? As a philosopher? What do you... I don't know, cause maybe I'm short-sighted and weird, but I don't see the point of defining humans as featherless bipeds. Like, as a philosopher. Because obviously, scientifically, that's not the case. I don't think. But this guy's not a scientist. That's not what he's trying to do. Why do that? What's the point? I guess a lot of philosophy can be summed up with what's the point? Like, at least modern day. Because we kind of already discovered and discussed everything there is left currently. So it's like... What do you want to talk about, philosopher? Huh? You want to discuss mortality? Shame on you. Like 500 other people already done it in the past 100 years. Pseudo-Socrates and teacher of Aristotle? That's crazy. Given I've known both of those names. Crazy to be in the middle of like very famous people that I recognize and like I just didn't like know them at all. Just completely slipped my mind. That's funny. It's like being a Nepo baby and no one knows you anyway. No, being a Nepo baby and goes on to have a legacy and then to like... And it's just me though. It's just me. I'm not very cultured. It's definitely warped. Currently don't know how to fix it. No idea. I'm just winging it. Maybe I'll give up. Who knows? Maybe it's fun. Philosophers will be like, I think a lot. Dragging my cigarette. Yeah, brother, we all do. Right. Damn. It's like, okay. Maybe it's a stretch for me to make. But it's like, philosophers are what, like, men will do when they have money and time. Does that make sense? And these modern times. It's like, if you've ever met, like, you know, a straight cishet man who's like, who thinks he's smarter than he actually is, talks exactly like a philosopher. And it's like the only reason that guy's not a philosopher is that he doesn't have money and time. So he's stuck working 9 to 5 at 7-Eleven. But he even has all the time in the world to think. He'll just start writing a thesis. don't know, because like there are definitely like important discussions to be had, you know, but it's also like kind of a silly profession to have, or even a silly passion for like modern day times. Not like to discount it, just like how do you how do you start that? Because I'd imagine it's something that like, I don't know. I don't really know how you started. You know what? Now with the planks laid out, it looks way less curved. It does. But in a way. Like, if you look at it... Okay, I have a theory. If I laid out all the patterns, I did all the lighting, it'll look fine. That's my current gambit, is that if I did all of things right, I'll be fine. And if it doesn't, I'll just have to live with it, because I'm not fixing it if it's that deep of an issue. Like, at a certain point, I'll just put my hands up and say, that's my daughter! And I'm ready to accept her with a curved deck. It's a pier, right? Not a deck. I don't know what's the difference. She's a fisherman. I need to learn the difference. Oh my god. I don't know why I get surprised whenever I accidentally move the set piece. Oh, it's so, like... I'm sometimes reminded I need to watch more things. I don't consume media a lot, and that's like... I don't know, I feel like it's a point of disconnect. I lay all day, I consume media a lot, don't get me wrong. It's just not the media people are talking about, so it's not very useful. Like, it doesn't really matter if I read hundreds of BLs that nobody knows, because then nobody knows of them, you know? I'm just doing this for my own enjoyment. But like, it'll probably be better. Look, I can enjoy normal media. Don't get me wrong. It's like... I cannot, like, but I think it's just not in my muscle memory to, like, randomly one day I was like, I'm gonna watch a movie. I don't do that. I have to have someone force me to watch a movie for me to, like, sit down and want to watch it. That's rough, because, like, I probably should just enjoy more, like, things, generally. Because whenever I, like, know of, like, a thing and know its storyline and plot, I just watch a YouTube video. Like, I didn't watch Weapons, I just watched someone else summarize it. I was like, this is a good movie. No, I think all philosophers had day jobs and shit. Their hobby was just shooting the shit, shooting the cut, the chut? I don't know, which one everyone is correct and sounds better. Been watching Bridgerton lately. It's all faff about rich people and I hate all the characters. That sounds great. I should watch it. I secretly have like a guilty pleasure about people who talk old-timey. Like, I don't think I have a thing for period pieces just because like people talk funny in it and it makes me feel like, oh my god, that's so cool. Like, I would never be caught dead saying those words because people will shoot me on the spot. But like, isn't it so cool that you can say like the word shall in a sentence and not be stoned? Isn't it amazing that you like people in period pieces can just say like, I don't know, words that sounds like poems? And it's bad for me too, because sometimes I'll be caught feeling like, oh my god, I should somehow incorporate this into my conversations. Like, I already like have the tendency to quote things. If I want to, like, if I quote a period piece, I'm never gonna ever like wash off the shame of doing that. I will say Bridgerton, like, I've seen like clips of it. It does look fun in a way that, like, you know those like daytime dramas where they're fun to like watch it unfold and be like, oh my god, the drama? I don't know if Bridgerton is like that, but you know, I don't even know if you guys have the same thing I do, but it's like, you know, like daytime Thai dramas are kind of like, the mother-in-law slapping like the main girl, and you're just like sitting there on your couch going, it's great. Hi, oh hello, welcome to the stream, new person. I think I can never tell these days. At its core, it's all about society, but presented in a way that makes me hate everyone. Oh, those type. I'm kind of not good with that, actually. I'm a really... I don't know if this is a common phenomenon for, like, a consumer or not, but I'm someone who needs... Like, in a story, right? I need someone to root for. Like, I need a character to be there and be someone who, like, I support 100%. Like, it's not like they can't be flawed, it's just that I have to root for them and I have to like them. And normally that's what the main character is that, like, the person who wants justice, a good person who, like, wants the best for everyone, that's the one you root for. And, like, if I don't have that, I just don't think I can have a good time. It's fine if you like gossip drama, cinema, that sort of thing. I don't think I like it. I like it when it's a Reddit story. You know, I don't know what it is, but like, I think, like, even those daytime dramas I don't really, like, enjoy. I just, like, occasionally, like... Okay, here's the thing with the daytime dramas too, is that I don't like the romance. And if you don't like the main point of the thing, I don't know if you're gonna like enjoy it super much. Because a lot of the romance in those type of shows are just not it. Straight romance in general are not it. I just can't get into it. Because I think, like... I don't know. It's like, some part of it is just because of my sexuality. Some part of it, though, is just like, oh man, they sure make a boring couple. You know, like, the guy is like a princely type, possessive and heroic. The female main character is like shy but like, you know, but like can hold her own, and like, I just don't care for that. They just fall into archetypes and I'm just like, I don't care. Okay, the patterns will make it like a slightly better. I could also just add more things onto the dog. Like, if I add like fishing buckets and just bunch of like things onto it, I'll probably do later. I'm not gonna do that on stream, but like, maybe I can do that, it'll look better. Oh, I'll finish the wood for now. Okay, now I'm starting to see that my patterns are starting to, like, warp as well. It's starting to become uneven. Oh, oh god. Oh, water. Remember to drink your water. Oh, that is definitely warped. That one is warped beyond fixing. I have to do that. Oh, you know what it is? I don't think I necessarily like drama. I think I like catharsism. I think I only like drama when it has a good punch to it. Like, if it ends with the bad one getting, like, their share of pain and suffering. You know? Like, okay, here's the thing too. I don't like mindless catharsis. I can't tell you how much I hate those, like, I don't know if you guys, like, are familiar with the genre called, like, the genre is just revenge, where the general story is that the main character gets done dirty a lot and then they come back super, like strong or something to that effect, right? And they, like, torture the people who wrong them. That necessarily doesn't really, like, that isn't that bad. But a lot of people do it in a really boring way that I don't like, which is just generally putting, like, okay, this main character was senselessly bullied for no reason, and then, like, so cruel, so, like, mean for no reason, and then they come back so strong, so, like, untouchable, that they're just mowing through these people, like, torturing them, killing them, whatever. And that's just not fun. Cause you're just pissed off. Cause, like, you're sitting there, you're not feeling the catharsis. At least I don't. You know what I feel? I feel like I'm looking through it and seeing the author being, like, a bullied kid that, like, holds so much resentment over what happened, and just, like, wanting the worst possible things. It's just wanting to write, to just feel that. And I just feel bad and icky. Like, normally catharsis that's done good in media is done when it's a side plot. But now, I would say give it a watch. They're long episodes, so you'll know if it's for you after 1 or 2 episodes. Oh, yeah, that's what I kind of like. Okay, I don't watch, like, shows and series a lot, and, like, I don't think I really. I just remembered just now that the episodes for, like, this type of show are quite long. So you sit through one, like, for, like, an hour. Because, like, I'm used to, like, anime where it's, like, 20 minutes, you know? And you get to, like, get the next episode. It makes sense, though. I think I would... Yeah, I probably would give it a shot at some point, because I think it has been making a resurgence as of recent. I don't know if, like, that's just my imagination or my For You page or not, but I've been seeing, like, clips of it. I don't know what happened. It's just been making waves on Twitter or YouTube Shorts. I don't know where I saw it from recently. No, cause, like, I don't know about history a lot too, and while I am interested in, like, period pieces, I am very intrigued by the fact that, for what I've seen, there are, like, minorities included, which they don't do a lot in period pieces. From what I've seen, they just mainly do white people. Well, partly because it's the truth. It's just white people running around. White thin people. Because I know, like, I don't know if she's the main character. Like, there's a fat woman on board, and I'm very intrigued how they, like, deal with that. Okay. Adding, like, making the logs jagged kind of makes it less fucked up looking. Which is kind of funny. If I make everything wavy, it'll look straight. That's another lesson today. Oh, they actually covered that briefly in Bridgerton. Lady says the king married one of us and now has a place in society. Ooh. That's... You know what? That's fun. I do want to see how, like... Okay, I would also want to know how historically accurate it is. Because I think that's a thing too, where... Depending on where you are, the media just, like... You know... I don't know how historically accurate... Okay, I don't know if I prefer it to be accurate or not, actually. Because I think there's a part of me that... I read a lot of those, shoujo isekai. You guys know what I'm talking about? The ones where, like, oh yeah, the villain is, like, reborn and stuff like that. Where, like, it's very not history. It's technically based off of, like, Western, like, culture in the past, but it's very removed from it. And part of me kind of likes that, where I kind of get, like, a more lighthearted version of what actually was going on, which is just a lot of disease and famine. But at the same time, it's like, occasionally I get pissed off. I was like, there's no way is that smooth sailing. Dude, help me? That's your first message? Do you need actual help? Because if so, I can't. Unfortunately, I do not have your address and cannot call the police. TBH, they could have not said anything and I'd have never thought about it, just about it not just being white people. Fair enough. I think, like, I would have noticed. Because that's what they do a lot, and, like, I would have just, like, been like, oh, good for them, kind of thing. But, yeah, I think it depends on, like, the historical accuracy. Because if they got it really accurate and just not addressed, like, the minorities, I'm just like, oh, do you just not want to talk about it? If so, it's okay. I just didn't expect it. I'm babysitting. Oh, that's rough. I've been very lucky in my life to not have been, like, have ever babysat. Also because, Eagle, aren't you also, like, a minor? Look, all I'm saying is that if I were to have a kid, someone babysit my kid. Like, I know you're a teen. You're like 16. But, like, I would have been a little nervous. Because, look, I would not, like, 16-year-old me would not been able to take care of a child. It's different for different people though, but, like, I know it's because, like, when you get, like, a minor to do it, it's, like, financially better. But I'm just like, I don't know, get like an adult woman. This kid demanded my drawing tablet. Oh my god, that is terrifying. I've heard like horror stories about like babysitting kids that like go on to destroy your like belongings, especially technology. Because like they don't know what they're doing. And like they could very easily break things. Just by like, if like one set, you like if you take like an eye off them, you know, you don't know what's gonna happen. Just don't have kids or be available to babysit. Easy. True. I have I will never be available for that job. I think it's maybe the most unfit for me ever. I'm not nervous, I'm just pissed off. No, that is fair, considering it's a child. It's worse because you can't really get mad at it. Sorry for referring to the baby as an it. I don't know anything, so it's an it for now. Like, you can't get too mad because they're a child and, like, consciously, you know that they're not, like, you know, evil. But, like, you can't help it. You can't help it. It's your emotions. You're just... Because... I'm also neurodivergent. We're in the position of being around a child a lot. I'm just like... Oh, I would be so overstimulated. Also, kind of depends a lot on how old this kid is, because I think like, dude, because I'm thinking about the possibility of babysitting. I'm only willing to babysit a teen, in which case, most households like don't really need a babysitter for a teen. Like youngest I'm willing to babysit is 11, I'd say. Because like that's a sentient being now. That thing can do math. It is an 8-year-old. Oh, that beats up a high schooler. Oh, and 1. See, the thing is, right, is that what circumstances would have it happen that those 8-year-old and a high schooler were fighting? Well, I think it is a legitimate case of the high schooler just probably not putting genuine strength into it, because obviously you don't want to beat up a child, but in what scenario were they fighting? In what circumstance would an 8-year-old and a high schooler just start a fight? Maybe that's ignorant of me. Maybe I'm too much of an only child. Ice cooler? Dude, you gotta hop off. Oh, ice cooler. Yeah, I don't think an 8-year-old picks fights with the ice cooler, and I mean, in that case, it would win, but you know. Dude, I thought you were just making fun of me. I didn't even think that, like, my pronunciation could take you to that place. That's funny, actually. It was wrestling, like the sport. What? That's not the same weight class, is it? Oh, that's crazy. I would have loved to have been there. To just be there, a fly in the wall as a high schooler and an 8-year-old. Like, cause I imagine, like, the circumstances that they meet in the middle. It's a small high schooler and a big 8-year-old. And that's a crazy image. Cause, okay, now I'm thinking of, like, the parents. Like, have your, like, have your, like, 8-year-old, like, child, 8-year-old son, I think, go up against a high schooler and be like, you know what? My son would win. Oh, it's a she? Oh, that's even more impressive. Because normally, like, kids, don't, like, you know, girls don't really get into wrestling. That's crazy. Because, like, that when girls get into wrestling, you know it's serious. I normally girl that age get into, like, ballet or something. I don't know. My mom started getting into ballet because I danced once and she was like, you like dancing, right? Okay, it looks like less bad. It's still, like, a ways to go. I think that's, like, okay. Because, like, I'm gonna do a lot of correcting, like, off camera because I'm gonna be fidgeting with the colors and, like, the value of it a lot. I don't want to do live stream. My brain doesn't work like that. I'll just switch to the just chatting screen and I'll be done for, like, that's not the screen. That's not the screen. 160, that is, I didn't comprehend that at first. Now I do. 160 is, like, you're operating in freedom units, so I don't know, but I'm imagining that's a heavyweight for an 8-year-old. Here's the thing. Like, I don't know, like, how you do wrestling as a child sport. I don't think I've ever seen that happen, you know? Incredibly foreign idea to me. Very, very new. Cause, like, I guess I just haven't thought about it. Wrestling's, like, not a big thing over here. Leon, I'm 130. Okay. That's better. That's better as a point of comparison to know where you're at compared to the 8-year-old child. That's crazy. Good luck to you. Because if you get genuinely pissed off at her, you might be at the losing end. Good luck, good luck. Know that I can't call the police for you. She got 4th place in the state. Jesus Christ, what a child. Dude. A powerhouse of a kid. Wait, let me turn off my oh. Also, my Wi-Fi has been bugging out as of recent. I don't know if it's gonna be a problem or not for stream. So far it has not been. But, like, I've been having to, like, buy new technology so often because things are just breaking down, and I'm just like, take it one step at a time. I don't want to buy, like, a new adapter for my PC because I just bought a new iPad, a new controller, new table and chair. I know it doesn't count, but, you know, I'm cooked. You're cooked and burnt. Jesus Christ. Do you get paid? I'm not familiar. As a teenager babysitting, do you get paid still? Or do you just get like snacks? Do they value your labor? You know? I'm not familiar. Dude, Western culture, especially like American, is very different. Sometimes I just don't know what goes on. It's like I've heard of like, you know, just babysitting for like a relative's kid. Like, what's the motive? No, I'm not getting paid. What do you get? Do you just like get like, oh, okay. Is it a thing where your parents are just like, here, babysit this kid, and then just that's it? Or do you get snacks? Do you get like unrestricted access to like a credit card? What do you get? You get nothing. You get credit. And what do you get to like put that on your like resume? I don't know. Trauma? You don't get anything? That's crazy. Then that means you didn't agree to it, right? Because why would you? Because like, I don't know, if I was like, oh yeah, babysit this kid for me, first thing I'd ask, what did I get? I'm a selfish person, but I don't think it's unreasonable to ask for a little compensation. Even from like a parent. It's like, I don't know, if I babysit this kid, will you get me a Nintendo Switch too? I guess it also depends on how long you babysit the kid. The award is a job well done. Oh, Jesus. The horrors. Also, like, you're not getting paid. But like that's messed up, because if something happens to the child, you will be held responsible. If something doesn't happen, you don't get anything. No matter what, you won't get like a positive outcome from it. Like in a way, you're just kind of befriending a kid. What if the kid doesn't like you? I've never considered that possibility before. If you show up and the kid's just like, oh, you're lame. What then? You have to spend like hours to days just like spending time with a kid that don't like you? It's one of my fears. I don't ever want a kid. But like that phase of teenage, or just any phase at all where the kid doesn't like you, incredibly scary. Because you're taking care of them. And you can't get that mad at them. But like, they don't like you. What do you do? Or what if you don't like the kid? Like, what if you show up and the kid's like racist? You know? Like, I know that's probably not the case, but like, oh, what if you show up to like a 10-year-old and it's just like, yo, female, get me a sandwich. What then? Now I'm just playing out nightmare scenarios. I feel like it's more possible with these days youth, and that's terrifying. Oh man, I'm just saying things. I did like, last time I met like a baby, or like a child was a baby. Sometimes my dad's side had like a baby, and like we were over to like see it, cause you know, obviously. And then like the mom like turned to me and was like, do you want to hold him? And I have never felt like such terror in my life. It's like, first of all, it's heavy, it's drooling, it's soft, like the skull isn't fully formed yet. What if I drop it? And it's drooling? Female, get me dino nuggets. Yeah, what if because our child doesn't have concept of responsibilities, or like what like, because if you're a minor too, like if you show up, they like see you as they're like an older version of them, and like they don't view you with the same like respect as an adult, you know? You're like a peer, but like they can still like boss you around. They're like, Get me, order me McDonald's right now, cause they don't have a concept of money, and they're like, get me 10,000 tendies, cause they don't know what money is. Okay, maybe I'm being too much. I know that, like, cause like for me, I'm conscious, right? Like, I don't have much interaction with kids, and I tend to underestimate their intelligence, cause I'm not around them a lot. So other times I tend to expect them to be less smart than they actually are. But like, you know, still kids are terrifying, dude. I think like I still try to be nice to kids. It's just hard because I'm very afraid of them. Cause they're not scared of me. Kids, dude. Kids are never scared of like a person. That like rarely happens. At its most fearless is when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I could just approach people. The only person who I was scared of was Santa Claus, and he wasn't even real. True story, by the way. I was so scared of Santa Claus. Only for me to grow up and have like a taste for old men. Santa Claus is still off the table though. I still think he's a weird. Like, I don't know. It's just the way he smiles sometimes and how rosy his cheeks is. It kind of does makes it a little off-putting. He's like too happy, and like you have to wonder what happens when he stops laughing. You know? Yeah, as a child, I ain't scared of ya. Yeah, I'm also like an incredibly pathetic adult. I think like children are very judgmental in a way. They can sniff out the fear in you. They can sniff out your like your pathetic level. Cause if you're like, I don't know, cause I think it happens with teachers a lot. I remember when I was a kid, like I would respect certain teachers less and more depending on how pathetic they are, and I can just sniff that somehow. I can just know, you know, like I'm talking about like early school. I can just was like this one's like this one's scared of me. You know, this one is like nervous, and I'll just mess around, and either way I like won't be scared. Yeah, this rat called me ugly. Oof. Ouch. Insults kind of hurt more because you know they're being honest. Like, it's honesty where it's genuine honesty too. Because, like, adults, right? If someone brands themselves as, like, I'm honest, you're immediately like, that person's, like, a rude. They're not honest, they're just rude. But if it's a kid, you know they're honest, like, genuinely honest. Because the filter, like, you know, develops as they get older. And, like, changes. But, like, oh... Like, even if it's not true, you can tell that's genuinely how they feel. Beauty is subjective. You're probably not ugly, but to them, you are, and that hurts. That stings. Because I'm... Unrelated, this reminds me, because we're talking about honesty. There's this mutual friend I used to be around. And like he was one of those that's like, oh yeah, I'm brutally honest, I'll just say it because like I value honesty. And this is like the most unlikable guy on planet Earth, where whenever we game together he would constantly comment on other people's like performance. I was like, oh, you're bad at this, even when it doesn't matter. And like even to like me and yourself, where like I would tell a joke and he would go, that's not funny, you're not funny. That joke doesn't make any sense. You're not funny. I was so pissed off. One day, I got on a call with him purposefully. I was like, hey, let's do something. And then I would wait. I waited for like 2 hours for him to make one joke. He made one joke and I went, you're not funny. You should stop talking. Dude. That was peak, snappiness for me. I'll never be as good as I was that day. I'll never be as happy. That's not true. It's not that like, it's just that the fact that I pulled it off once and never again. I never did something like that towards another person again. I
I think I was depressed at the time too, of just not having it. I was just like, I just want to hang out with my friends. Can you stop telling me I'm unfunny? I just went, you're not funny. You just stop talking. Dead ass serious, the room went quiet. I was, dude, I was doing that for months. Oh my god, you met my brother. Ooh, that's rough. My brother is an asshole like that. You should try my approach. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. Because here's the thing, right? With what I did is that we continued talking afterwards. Because I think he understood what I did was indirect, like, thing that he did in equal severity. So, like, the relationship didn't get, like, difficult after that. Even though we did stop talking. I just didn't like him. But, like, you know, it's a thing where it's a clapback that you can do and have it be, like, fine afterwards. After, like, an awkward moment. That's epic, dude. Thank you. I've never been as epic, and I'll never be as epic. The other thing with revenge is that I did that once, and I think I've kind of understood, like, as I've grown up, revenge is kind of thing where you have to be very careful, because most of the time when you do revenge, you're committing to never talking to this person again. Revenge is a lot like that, where it's a petty act that you're doing out of malice. And a lot of the times, it'll end up with the other person going like, oh, so you hate me. So we hate each other. And then that ends. But then, like, you know, it's just like, you have to, like, if you want to talk to this person, in other words, you have to control it very specifically. I didn't. It was just a lucky coincidence. Because, you know, the circumstances. But don't do revenge unless you plan on fully going to not talk to them again. A cheeky clapback is fine. Just make sure you don't plan it too much. If you plan too much, that's real revenge, and that could be a landmine. I love reading about revenge though. Again, going back to Reddit stories, like, revenge stories on Reddit, incredibly entertaining. Where it's like, oh yeah, I got cheated on, so, like, I glitter bombed his house. That's not a Reddit story, that's like a thing people do. Which is just really petty, but it's just kind of funny to read. Oh man. Okay. I kind of forgot I lost in the sauce in a bit. But I think next week, cause I was mulling over it before, as in what to play next week, right? Hear me out. I if you guys don't know, I play Roblox pretty regularly, depending on what time in life you catch me. But I kind of put it as a principle to not play it on a channel because it attracts a certain audience that I don't want. But I'm at the point now where, like, I have a pretty established, like, group of people that, like, come to my stream, and even if I attract unwanted people, I'll still have a core group that, like, I can selectively hear. I do that, by the way. Sometimes if a new person is weird, I'll just cling on to, like, you know, just familiar chatters and just selectively read their messages just to get through the day. I'm thinking either next week I'll play Ace Attorney and voice all the characters, which would be hard, but I'll try my best. Or I'll just end up playing a Roblox game. Right now, it's really embarrassing. I regularly play Adopt Me and Royal High is the two games I play. Like, daily. Which couldn't be fun. I think Royal High more so. But I also have been playing both of those games for years. So it'll serve more like background footage as I just, like, you know. Am I weird? You're weird for, like, a standard of normal society. Not weird here. Cause, like, I don't know, most of my chatters are, like, neurodivergent and gay and stuff. You're not weird by this channel's standard. I did a Roblox stream once, only one child showed up and I banned him, like, immediately. Lamau kid wanted to just meet in game. Yeah, it's like that. I was terrified of that happening, cause it happens when you stream to, like, 1 to 0 people. If someone shows up, you feel it's innate obligation to acknowledge and like interact with them, because it's like seeing a drop of muddy water in a desert. You at least want to look at it and try what it's like. But like, I have you guys now, at least like one of you will show up when I do a stream, at the very least one, and like that I can cling on to and be like, I don't have to acknowledge muddy water. If I play a Roblox game now, I'll be fine. And like, you know, it's like, yeah, I'll have a fun time regardless, because I know you guys are gonna be there, at least one of y'all. I will say though that I am it's convenience versus like genuine passion, because I do really want you guys to experience Ace Attorney, because it's really fun and it's so like, I don't know, I've been really into it. It's just that I have to voice everyone, and that's gonna be rough. But playing Royal High is gonna be easy, but it's not gonna be Ace Attorney, you know? One time someone asked me to marry them, so I deleted the app in my account. Jesus Christ! I kinda get it. I don't talk to strangers on Roblox. I know that it's kind of like the default now that like the new chatting system is there, but like if someone tried to talk to me on like a game, I'll just walk away from them. Like, genuinely. Royal High and Adopt Me are games where like you don't need to talk to anyone. Even if you do like Adopt Me trades, you can just do all that without speaking a single word to each other. So like, if a game is like hinged on interaction at all, I just won't care. You just keep saying like, open lobby, can I join, add me? I finally said, be gone, minor. Yeah. I think the appropriate response, because it is very pestering. That too, you sparked a memory in me. I think like that was one other thing I was afraid of. Another thing as well is that aside from there being a child that is like, you know, younger than I want them to be, also like people pestering, not even exclusive to children. Just like people are like, hey, can I join? I want to join. I want to be on there. It's like, unless I want you to be there, you won't get anywhere. Cause, you know, okay, I'm open to doing a stream where I have like a private server and my viewers can join and we can have a fun time, but that will be on my terms. There will never be a day where someone's like, hey, can I join? And I say yes. Cause it's just not in the plans, and most people just won't hop on with a stranger. Cause you don't know what they're gonna do. That's scary. That's like a risk I'm not willing to take on Roblox of all places. It's a cesspool. Also, I haven't told Chad this, I don't think. I've been like, I don't know, I've been getting into like learning like 3D modeling. I'm learning Blender. We'll see where I go with that, but I do like plan to do like projects with it. Just generally, also because as an artist, I feel the pressure to be like a jack of all trades. I just will learn anything, do everything, because the more you can do, the better your chances is at getting like a stable gig. I also don't like Roblox for PDFs. Exactly. That's how you come to like selectively play, is that I choose games that don't need you to talk to other people, and also don't, okay, I don't know about Adopt Me, I don't know of its community a lot, I know it's a lot of children, but like Royal High is very girly pop and very highly dominated by grown women. Well, grown, like teen to grown women is the demographic for Royal High, and that's most of the people I see on it. So like, it's an environment that feels safe, because most predatory people don't want to touch a pink girly game, you know? And it's like a nice comfort like place for me. We'll see what I end up doing, but you'll know this. Okay, oh my god, so is a stream looking fine? Because like my setup is a little different. I got like a new like table, and like there's this like thing that the monitor is on. I don't know what it's called. Like it's like a thing you put on the table to put the monitor on, and then the webcam is now in a different position. Okay. But I think that's where the stream ends. It's been really fun getting back into streaming. Are you taking requests? Well, stream's ending. Whoops. Well, no. Okay, what's my intro? It's been a while. Oh. Thank you for tuning in, like, subscribe, and with all that said, signing off. Okay, I nailed it.